Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I have always opined on this particular platform that in politics, nothing just happens for the sake of it. And that everything in politics is normally well planned and well scripted to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. Yesterday, William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, chaired a cabinet meeting at State House in Nairobi. And during that particular meeting, four individuals who are not members of the cabinet attended that meeting. Later on, those four individuals took oath of secrecy. What were the objectives of allowing those four individuals? Because according to a dispatch from the cabinet yesterday, the four will now be allowed to attend cabinet meetings. According to our constitution, the cabinet is very clear. Cabinet consists of, number one, the president, number two, the deputy president, number three, the attorney general, number four, the cabinet secretaries, and lastly, the head of the public service. Those are the only people who are allowed to be part and parcel of the cabinet. During Uhuru Kenyatta's time, Raphael Tuju was allowed to sit in the cabinet. Why? Because Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta appointed him a minister without portfolio. But William Ruto has now appointed these four individuals as members of the cabinet. Cleophas Malala is now a member of the cabinet by virtue of being the Secretary General of UDA party. David Ndii is a member of the cabinet now by virtue of being economic advisor. And Harriette Chiggai, now a member of the cabinet by virtue of being an advisor on human rights. And then Monica Juma is now a member of the cabinet by virtue of being the national security advisor to the president. If you ask me, the four individuals are now members of the cabinet, and that's why they'll be sitting as part and parcel of the cabinet. The only thing is that in our constitution, there's a cap for the numbers of members of parliament, so they can't be really qualified as cabinet secretaries. But you'll start seeing them moving around with the government vehicles. You'll start seeing them with securities. You'll start seeing them with flags. In this particular video, I want us to look at the objective which William Ruto wanted to achieve by appointing these four individuals as part of his cabinet. Because these four individuals, in my view, having looked at them, are crucial for the success of William Samoei Arap Ruto. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Without any further ado, let us head straight to the objectives. And by the way, Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi has actually warned William Ruto against this appointment because according to him, which actually is the case, there was a case in court which was prosecuted by, which Alice Wahome took Remember when Uhuru tried to make General Badi to be part of the cabinet, to start attending cabinet, William Ruto threw Alice Wahome went to court, and the court made a ruling that members of cabinet ought just to be members of cabinet. And this is what Abed Nasir is telling these guys, that, let me just get it, sorry. He's telling them, let me just read in verbatim. He's telling them, did the Attorney General, J.B. Muturi and C.S. Wahome bring to the attention of His Excellency William Ruto this judgment of High Court that prohibits strangers to eavesdrops on meetings of the cabinet? And probably that's why in their strategy, the 4 individuals actually took off of office. But for me, I'm not interested in that. For me, I'm interested in the political aspect of these appointments, what they are intended to achieve. Number one, in my view, I'm certain now that William Ruto is actually working on an elaborate strategy to tame Rigathi Gachagua. You heard me right. Challenge me on that. Let me explain. William Ruto has now brought 4 new individuals into the picture. Let us start with Ndii. Do you think David Ndii ni mtu wa Rigathi Gachagua? No. But David Ndii supports William Ruto. So you can't say that out of the 4, Ndii is representing Rigathi Gachagua, because this government, for those who might not have known, it was kind of a 50-50 kind of government, where Rigathi Gachagua had his people, Ruto had his people. Now we are talking of 4 people. Then there's Monica Juma. For me, Monica Juma has been rewarded by Ruto for her role in spying on Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, Uhuru Kenyatta had a deep state. And that deep state had William Ruto's people. That's why Monica Juma, as the former ally of Uhuru Kenyatta, cabinet secretary, found herself still retained in William Ruto's government as an advisor, and then now being taken back again to the cabinet. I've talked to those who are around Raila Odinga and Raila Odinga's campaign, and they've told me that Monica Juma was one of the spies which William Ruto used, so that every time Azimio would be meeting, because Monica Juma was part of those meetings, everything they discussed would be taken back. Every strategy would be taken back. Then she would then be used to give wrong advice. So for me, her appointment is a reward, which is okay. You have to do that. And that's one thing I like with Ruto. Then let us go to the 4th person, Cleophas Malala. Cleophas Malala is a known supporter, a known ally of Musalia Mudavadi. He's been given the party, UDA party, as the Secretary General, moving left, right, and center. Today, I was shocked that he was in Kisii, Kilifi, the same time, moving all over the country, keeping visibility of the party. But he's a guy who is close to Musalia Mudavadi. You saw the other day, after I did that video, you saw how Rigathi Gachagua went to UDA headquarters. So for me, another ally of Mudavadi being added there. Then Harriette Chiggai, again another associate of Musalia Mudavadi, a member of ANC party. So you can look at it from the way you want, which I'll not force you. But for me, I'm looking at these appointments as a strategy by William Ruto to take charge of the cabinet and probably to tame Rigathi Gachagua. I won't be surprised that certain roles will be picked from certain members of the cabinet allied to Rigathi Gachagua, or perceived to be, then given to some of these individuals. That's the first objective. Number two, I also want to believe that this move could actually be a strategic move to increase the number of cabinet secretaries in the Republic of Kenya. It is now confirmed that William Ruto prefers working with the large numbers of officials. How many cabinets should we have in Kenya? I think they should not be more than number of cabinets in Kenya. I think they should not be more than 22. Actually, they're 21. They should not be more than 22. So it seems William Ruto is keen on having more members of cabinet. In fact, to prove that, you can just check on the appointments he made on the chief administrative secretaries, which are ideally supposed to be assistant ministers. When William Ruto made those appointments, they were supposed to be 23. William Ruto appointed 51. And he justified that he needed those high numbers to achieve whatever he was doing. So which means even the 21 cabinet ministers now are few to him. So he needed more. And that's why he's now adding this. I won't be surprised that we might have additional members to this. Because what role would, say, Monica Juma play in a cabinet meeting where the cabinet secretary for interior is sitting? Why? What role? For example, what role would Ndii be playing in a cabinet meeting when we have a minister for finance? Because for him, he's supposed to advise the president, then the president is supposed to take whatever advice to the cabinet. He can even brief the minister for finance. Of course, there's even a committee, I think the council, economic council, where even the cabinet, the minister for treasury sits. So for me, it's a strategy to increase these numbers. Number three, I tend to think that William Ruto is actually rewarding Musalia Mudavadi. That's my thinking. Because if you are having two people who are members of ANC party, if it was not about rewarding Mudavadi, then we'd be talking of someone from Fort Kenya. None from Fort Kenya. He's rewarding Mudavadi. So probably William Ruto is still keen on winning the support of the Luhya nation. So Luhya nation, in my view, is going to be critical for William Ruto's politics moving forward. And lastly, this could also be a coded message, in my view, to members of the cabinet, cabinet secretaries, who are not performing their roles, that they can be replaced, the non-performers, they can be replaced anytime. That is a message which I'm also getting here. Because if William Ruto has placed 4 advisors there, they'll be sitting in the cabinet. If William Ruto wants to remove someone, he will just be removed, then some roles will just be shifted to another person, awaiting parliamentary approvals. So for me, if you ask me, William Ruto is playing politics already. And the politics is geared towards 2027 general election. I don't know what you think. That's my take. I could be wrong, I could be right, but I know I'm always right. And I want to thank Dube. Thank you so much. I received your coffee. Thank you. And until next time, this is Lima Queen. Bye-bye.